Hi, everybody. I'm Demi Walker from Chasing the Dream, and today I'm here in New York City on the Boomer and Gio show. So, just curious, who is the big spender for coffee and bagels every morning, Al Dukes or Gio?
I would say Gio. Al Dukes doesn't pay for anything, Demi. And if you've listened to the show, which I'm sure you have, you realize just how cheap Al is. But Gio is one of the guys that always picks up the bill, is always willing to pay his portion of the bill, if not more. So that's why he makes a great partner.
Well, you're lucky to get to work with him.
Yeah.
So let's get to the questions. So you were working on the morning show in Pittsburgh prior to coming to WFAN. Have you noticed a difference between working in Pittsburgh and the New York market?
Oh, yeah. There's a big difference. Pittsburgh's market 25, New York's market number 1. So there's a lot of small business stuff that happens in a market like Pittsburgh, but one thing that's the same is the sports passion. People really care about sports in Pittsburgh. They really care about sports here, so that transition was easy. But there was one time I did a radio show from inside of a closet in a VFW hall in Pittsburgh. That stuff doesn't happen in New York City.
Well, that's just interesting.
Yes, it was.
So, since you start at 6 a.m., do you guys have time to plan the show for the day, or do you just kind of wing it?
Well, I get in here a little bit later than these guys. You're the real serious radio guys that Gio and Al and Eddie are. They're here, probably a little bit before 5 o'clock, in some cases even before 4 o'clock. I usually, come rolling in around 5:15. What makes a great show is if you like the people you work with and you're able to do improv. And you could just play off of each other. And he's a sports fan. I'm a sports fan. But we're also two guys. We're at two different stages in our life. He's got a 2-year-old. I got a 28-year-old. Mine just got married. He's got to live through all the stuff that I had already lived through. So we are somewhat on the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes, to age. But when it comes to coming in the morning, we kind of understand who each other is. So we try not to plan too much. We really want it to feel like it's a conversation.
I mean, it's nice to just be able to talk and know the people you work with. So you have a 2-year-old, a toddler. Those are very energetic. So, and you're getting here at 4 a.m. How much sleep are you running on?
Oh, man, it's tough. I'm very fortunate because my wife is a saint, and she really is amazing at the house. And if I need to come home and take a nap, it's great. She said, I'll take care of it. You get your rest. I got to make sure that everything is good because the job is important to the family, too. So being a dad and doing this show, it actually is a good thing because I'm done on the air at 10 o'clock. I'll hang around for a little bit, and then I'll go home, and I can be home for the rest of the day. So when she starts to go to school, I'll be there when she gets off the bus. So I can be very present. Even though I'll be tired, I can be present in her life.
Well, good luck with your 2-year-old. So you both travel to events and meet a lot of people. What is the most memorable event that sticks out for you?
Well, I think our first event when it came to Mikey Strong, and this was before I started with Gio, we tried to help a young man who got seriously injured playing hockey, Mikey Nichols, and he was became a paraplegic, maybe even a quadriplegic, and it was really a heartbreaking story for a kid who just loves the game of hockey. So we wanted to do a fundraiser to help him 6 years ago, and we showed up at Middletown, New Jersey, in a very small rink that was packed with about 5,000 people. And it just goes to show you how impactful the hockey community is and how much they want to help one of their own. That was an amazing, amazing day. So much so that it has now grown into an event that the New Jersey Devils sponsor, and we play at the Rock. Now, we lose some of the intimacy from that first couple of years, but the Devils have taken it to a whole nother level, and we're able to raise more money. So I would probably say that first event for the Mikey Strong hockey game down in Middletown, New Jersey, was just amazing.
Wow, that's really nice how so many people can come together for one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. The Mikey Strong game, my first one was the 4th annual one, and then we did the 5th, and the 6th is coming up. That's awesome. Something that isn't a charity event that was a great event to be at was the Blue Point Brewery show that we're doing again, actually, on April 2nd. The first one was in October for the Yankees playoff game. And what was special to me was we had never taken the show out to where I live, and I live really far east from where the studio is, 64 miles east of where we do our show. And we went on the road, and I felt bad asking these guys to travel all the way out there because we got employees that work in Jersey, and, of course, Boomers in Nassau County. So it was a little bit of a ride, and I didn't know who was going to show up. And all of a sudden, we show up there that day, and there was a line of people down the block to go and see our show. So that meant a lot to me because it was my hometown that came out to support the show. So that was a great one.
And, Demi, I should tell you, there was one other event that we did do, and we did it at Yankee Stadium. We did it on behalf of 3 officers who were killed in the line of duty, and we did it for the NYPD and to raise awareness about the difficulties that they face on the job every single day. And there were about 15,000 people that showed up for a softball game at Yankee Stadium. The point being is that this is a local radio show. This is the go-to show in the area for sports. And when you can actually make a difference in the community by just using these microphones here, it really does have a profound effect on you as a human being. And I think Gio would tell you the same thing, that it is extremely fulfilling that we are able to do some of these things for some of these people who certainly deserve it.
I think you're doing a great job with all the charity work that you do, and it's really making a difference.
Love a Met championship. You're a Met fan, right?
Yes.
Well, you're with 2 other Met fans here, so how do you think our team's going to do this year?
I don't know. I think they're gonna do good for some of the time, but then I think they might have a downfall.
Who's your favorite player?
Brandon Nimmo.
Oh, you like Brandon Nimmo? Good.
Yes.
He's a good guy. How about Pete Alonso, the polar bear?
He's
You like
good.
him. Come on, you like him. How about Jacob deGrom?
Yes.
See, when I was your age, the Mets had a pitcher, and his name was Tom Seaver. And Jacob deGrom is your generation's Tom Seaver. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball, and that doesn't happen very often. So we have one of the best players at his position in baseball the last 2 years. That's pretty exciting. You don't seem to be that excited about that.
We're not winning the championships or
But
the
he-
World
but he-
Series.
But he himself is playing great, though.
He is.
All right? So let's keep our fingers crossed, okay?
Okay.
Don't be such a downer.
Yeah, she's a Mets fan. That's what happens.
Demi Downer.
I know. Hey, it's not her fault.
When the Mets win a championship,
Yes.
then I'll be really, really happy.
Yeah, no, you've been tormented your whole life. I know. It's just been so tough.
Sounds just like me.
Yes, it does.
It's
You and the
amazing.
Vikings and everything
I know.
else.
When they win a championship, we'll be happy. Until then, we're not going to be happy. That's okay. You can't fault us.
They do have some good games, though.
Yes, they do.
So, moving on with the questions again. Do you think Cespedes will play 100 games this season after his accident with the pig?
After the accident with the pig. You mean the boar? Yes. Okay. You know what? As a Met fan, I can only be hopeful. I try not to be a downer. I try to think in terms of a positive. But being a former athlete and knowing what he has been through with a broken ankle and 2 heel surgeries, I don't expect that he will get back to the level that he was when he first got here in 2015. But I do think that there's a powerful thing as motivation, and that is people like me and Gio on these microphones every day questioning whether or not he has what it takes to get back to that level. And I think that's what's pushing him right now. So, again, fingers crossed when it comes to the Mets.
No way. He's not going to play 100 games. Absolutely not. And I am not a fan of his anymore. He needs to prove it to me. I think the only reason that right now he seems motivated is because it's in a contract year. And then once he's done with this year, there's no more money. So I think that he was great in 2015 and 2016. I thank him for those memories. But going forward, I think he's just about useless. So we'll see.
Has there ever been an athlete that has had to lose as much money as he's lost coming into this year, and he's going into the last year of his contract? Can you think of
No,
a situation like this anywhere?
Never. It doesn't happen. I mean, because of that incident with the pig, he ended up losing all this money. And then it never happens for contracts to go away like that. So, no, it's a unique situation. So I do hope he plays well. I'm rooting for him. But when you're asking me, is he going to play 100 games? Probably not.
Well, I hope he learned his lesson with pigs. So
Yes.
that's like I have a pig. She's the sweetest thing ever.
Oh, really?
What's her name?
Dakota.
Oh, that's nice.
She's sassy though.
She is a little sassy, yes.
pig.
So yes, that's good to have. Pigs actually as pets are sometimes better than dogs, and they actually do pay attention. They're very bright.
She was potty trained in 2 days.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow.
See that?
What a great pig.
Yeah, she's very smart. So, the last question: if you had one wish and only one wish, what would that wish be?
A cure for cystic fibrosis and for my son to outlive me.
I think that's an amazing wish, and I hope your wish comes true. And I think with more years of studying cystic fibrosis, I can't say the last word.
Cystic fibrosis.
Thank you, cystic fibrosis.
You know, kids your age who can't say cystic fibrosis, you know what they say?
What?
65 roses. Can you say 65 roses?
65 roses.
Yeah, because it's hard to say 5 roses.
Yeah.
And but that's my hope and my dream, and I feel like I'm on the way to make that happen.
I think it will one day.
I hope so.
So what's your wish?
Man, that my daughter Sabrina has a wonderful life, and she gets everything that she wants, and that I can provide for my family. That's really all. That's my wish. I want my daughter, and if we have any other kids, to be proud of their father and to have wonderful lives, and I want to be able to provide for them. That's the only thing I think about when I wake up in the morning, is doing a great show and making sure my family's taken care of. So that's all I need and want.
Well, that's an amazing wish. You both have amazing wishes. And that was all. That was an amazing interview. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too.
Great. Thank
Thank you.
Appreciate
Boom.
You are a superstar.
Boom.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great.
So thank you so much for watching part 1 of my interview with Boomer and Gio. And be sure to look out for part 2 coming soon. I want to thank Boomer, Gio, and Al Dukes and everybody at WFAN for letting me interview them. It was really fun, amazing. I loved it so much. Thank you so much. That's all.